Hello Cherries fans, and welcome to this latest impromptu video. Being a fan of AFC Bournemouth at the moment is, to be perfectly honest, a crazy ride. Normally, we're a club who are looking around, at bargains, at players who, maybe spending a bit of money on, but players that are, of a standard where maybe they need a little bit extra to get moving, and maybe they need a little bit of extra to be successful. And our coaching has been fantastic at doing that. What we've got now is we've got a situation where we've got an American owner who has been pumping in money, and of course we've signed Darren Randolph. That's all gone through. Of course, Atara was fantastic against Forest. He looks a really good signing. And now we are meant to be after two other players. So Fraser Fletcher, who is a journalist for transfers.com, and former BBC News presenter, he's actually come up with a name of Alan Varela from Boca Juniors. This is quite an interesting one. He's a central midfielder. He's a player that, does look like, he's done well there since 2020. He's 55 appearances, 8 goals. He's, a real star. He's in the Argentina under-18s. Well, was in the Argentina under-18 squad. He's only 21 years of age. There's lots of growth in there as well. But you look at what he's actually done, and, success in such a short space of time. That's another piece of business, and getting in another youngster who's got so much talent. And this is really exciting with Atara. Take it back a month or two ago. We never imagined in a million years we would sign a player of that prospect or that pedigree who, could become something quite big. It's a bit like playing Football Manager and then going on one of those websites where you can go, right, okay, best players in the world, or best prospects in the world, I should say. Oh yeah, here's him. Sign him for Bournemouth and everything like that. You're always going to do quite well playing like that. It feels like we're doing that, which is a crazy place to be considering the sort of club we are. So Varela, I think a good bit of business. Of course, Senesi is here. And Senesi's taken a little bit of time to adapt to the English game. I think he'll get there, but this is another player who, Boca Juniors is one of the best teams in Argentina, if not the best. They're always challenging River Plate at the top of the league. I think, would be an interesting one. However, we've also been linked with somebody who I can't actually believe I'm actually saying this, because he's a player that a couple of years back, I pinpointed out as somebody who, was a good prospect. Somebody who's been in the Italian under-18s, 19s, 21 squad. He's now in the Italy squad on a regular basis. He's played 11 games, scored 2 goals for Italy. He's only 23 years of age. He is a real talent. Of course, he's won things with Roma. And NICOLÒ ZANIOLO, an attacking midfielder, I think, well, if we can sign somebody of that pedigree, and bring them to this football club, wow, I don't know what else to say. Of course, Zaniolo, all you have to do is look at his stats. He's played 94 games for Roma, 13 goals. In that space of time, he's won the Europa Conference League. It's... I think, he's such a talent. He's well thought of by people like Mancini, Baggio, Totti. To be linked to somebody like that is, showing that we're going somewhere. And a lot of people, after Bill Foley made those things that we're not going to get relegated, come out, and some people were sarcastic with that. Even our own fans were sarcastic about the not getting relegated side of things. I don't need to name any names. They know who they are. But who could disbelieve him at this moment in time? When we're signing players like that, being linked to players like that, I'm hoping Jackson goes over the line as well. That's another really exciting signing. All these players, I still think we need somebody at centre-back position. Of course, we have been linked with Vina. That might be something that, Gary O'Neill would toy around with. I think we need somebody there. And, if we're not going to get somebody there, I'd rather recall James Hill, because I think he's shown that he's a very, very good player up in Scotland. But do keep in mind, the Scottish League and the English Premier League is a completely different ball game. Celtic and Rangers, if they were dumped into the Premier League, would probably be relegated from it. They'd probably be on less points than Everton at the moment. And that's probably saying quite something about them. But I think we need somebody at centre-back position, get these players in, and what a phenomenal window it would be. And I don't think anybody can criticise Bill Foley, Gary O'Neill, Neil Blake, Richard Hughes, Jeff Mostyn. Nobody can really criticise them if we have this sort of window where we're buying in youngsters, buying in people that are hungry, want to try and make a name for themselves. They're not going to make the name in the Championship, I can assure you that. They're not going to want to go there. They will go there with us if that is the eventuality. But at the same time, they want to be Premier League players, and they will do absolutely everything to be Premier League players. We've seen that from Atara. A certain sort of player that this football club signs. And it's not somebody who is, a washed-up journeyman. Not somebody who is a player... take, for example, Dele Alli, who's done well, and just completely flops. We go for, youngsters that, are bright prospects, and I can't say any more than that. I think what we are doing is great. It's also interesting, Mark McAdam, of course, Arnaut Danjuma's now gone to Spurs. To be honest, I'm less disappointed about that than if he went to Everton, because I think Everton, he would have been able to give them a real impetus. He would have been able to give them a little bit of a lift. And personally, I'm quite pleased that hasn't happened. And what has happened is that he's gone to Spurs, a side where they are, pushing for, the top four, and somebody who, he can, Spurs are in a totally different league to us at this moment in time. At this moment in time, they probably will be, till the end of time. But let's be fair. that's none of our worries. Everton would have been, and yeah. Personally, I still think Everton will go down. I think Southampton will still find it very difficult, even though they've picked up a turn of form. So we need to finish above one of the others. Be that Forest, have picked up. Be that Wolves, Leeds, Leicester, or Forest themselves, or West Ham. West Ham aren't, of course, out of it. I don't care which one it is, as long as we finish above one of those, because I think Southampton and Everton will go down, and I think as long as we finish above one of the others, we should be fine. But let us know what you think about these signings. It is exciting times at Dean Court. Even if you're not a Bournemouth fan, it'd be quite interesting to hear from Everton fans at the moment, or Celtic and Rangers fans, maybe about Scottish football, probably not. But yeah, let us know what you think, and by all means, leave your comments in the comments section. But until next one, thanks for watching again. Subscribe to Up the Cherries and All Departments, our main channel. Of course, subscribe to Cherries Extra. We'll be doing loads of these videos, I'm sure. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining us.